So, hi guys. As promised yesterday, today I will be doing the first impression slash unboxing of the Poet Artist album. Now, again, as with the base one, it came wrapped in a like saran wrap type of thing. I obviously took that out of there, and I did listen to it already. So this is not really exactly the first impression, but it is because I only went through it once, and I get really emotional when I go through these albums for the first time, so I try to keep that for like myself, and then usually film the review a couple hours later. So anyway, just with the like I did with the base one, here's something that I find beautiful. So I'm gonna give you a little still shot of that. Just basically read this text. I don't know what to say. Just read it. Yeah, you can pause your screen or whatever to read that. So it comes in this little paper wrapping, and again, as I've said, I find the album without a wrapping even more beautiful. The only reason I'm keeping it in this is because his photo is on it. If there was not a photo on it, I would honestly just take this off. So you get to see that. That's what it says on the inside of the paper. And then once you pull it out, it says this: brothers and sisters in Christ. So how much I know, he was not really a religious person. I think he was a Christian by his family, but he wasn't religious. So I went ahead and checked on Google for this, and it says that it is probably something that his family put on this album, because he did in a concert once mention that he likes the quote brothers and sisters in Christ because it makes him feel like we're all from the same, like we're all brothers and sisters, we all come from the same thing, whether it's a religion or a god or however you believe the earth became, that we're all basically the same, and it doesn't matter what our religion, race, or whatever else is. So I'm not saying that's true, that statement is true, because like I said, I read it on Google. I haven't watched a video of him saying it or anything like that, but that's what I found. So it pretty much doesn't have to do anything much with religion. More so, it's a quote that represented something to him. So yeah, anyways, that's the paper wrapping. It's just like a bit of a thicker paper. Honestly, it's nothing special, not even cardboard. But it is really aesthetically pleasing. And then back to the album. This is the back side of it. So that's how it looks like. And this is the front side. It has the same thing that I've zoomed in on the paper. It's kind of hard to read because the letters are like metallic, but basically it's the same thing that we have here. So yeah, here we go with the album. The CD itself on this one, okay, that's upside down, is it not? No, it's right. Is a bit more simple, and I don't know, was that his choice or was it something they decided because he wasn't there to decide on it? I don't know. I don't really want to think too much about it. That's pretty much all that I can say about that. And then excuse me, here you have again the same thing. I have this memorized in my head because it's so beautiful, but that's just my own thing. I know why did I even mention that. Anyways, here's your, it's basically just like any other of his albums. You have the name and everything, and then a list of songs. It has 11 songs, and as I'm going through the photos, I'll say a bit of, things for the few photos that have really, songs that have really stood out for me. But yeah, so here you have your list of songs. You can read that. Trying to make it not really blurry so you can read it. Anyway, the whole theme of this album is like red and orange, and I think these photos are like from November or maybe even December of last year, because throughout almost like the whole 2017 he had dark hair, and in this one he has light hair, so I think that was from that time, but I don't really know. Don't quote me on that, I'm just saying. I mean, the photos really are beautiful, and I ordered this album with a folded poster, and the poster is basically the same one as is this. It just says the name of the album and his name, and that's it. But it's huge. Like, I'm having troubles figuring out where am I gonna hang that. So basically, the whole theme of the album is similar to the Shining music video. See? And I was talking to my mom yesterday, like, I don't want to make this emotional, but like, he looked so beautiful in 2017. Like, I think it was his prettiest time, and yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about that, but that's just something I figured. So, Shining, I'm not going to talk much about that song because even if you don't have the album, you can see the song. I don't know why, but hear the song. Anyway, I don't know why, but for some reason this really reminds me of like Key aesthetics. Maybe because it looks like fancy. And we know our Key is a diva, so yeah. And I find it really emotional to go through this album because I don't know if it's just me, but looking at his eyes, like, he never really smiled in these albums, but looking at his eyes in this album, you can just really sit. I mean, maybe it's just me, but you can really tell, I feel like, that he just looked so tired and so sad. Like he was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like, he was really beautiful, but it's just, I don't know, it's just something. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but you know, I find that these videos are much better if I just talk a bit of my feelings in them rather than just going through the album. I'm sorry if you're not really into that. Like, we all have our own preferences. So anyways, Only One You Need, I really like it. You know, as I've mentioned before, I don't really read Korean, or I can't read it yet. So I look up the English lyrics while I'm listening to the songs. And this photo is adorable, let me just say that. So I look up those lyrics, and I really felt like these songs were just like maybe even his best songs. I'm getting a bit emotional now, I'm sorry. But so the next song we're getting to is Hashtag, and I've looked this song up, and I've also read some interviews where he actually says that it was inspired by a rumor that was started, and you know, it reminded him of a waffle, which is why he mentions the hashtag reminded him of a waffle, which is why he mentions it in his song. And it's basically a song about dealing with hateful comments. So that's probably like one of my favorites on this album. It just really shows that the life of an idol isn't so ideal, to say, as we might think. I don't think it was a cry for help. I think it was just a nice way of showing how, you know, those bad comments really can affect them. Oh, and Grease is also a great song. Especially the lyrics, like, I love them. And you can see the lyrics right here. So yeah, here is your photo. Now this photo looks much more like yellow, orangish, the whole vibe of it. I don't know why it looks like pink or red on my camera, I'm sorry, but yeah. So maybe it's the mask that I have on my phone, I don't know. And then Take the Dive. This is also I keep saying the same thing for every song, but just the whole album is amazing. Especially the lyrics of some songs are like really great, you know, and I love them. And also, in all of these photos, you can see his tattoos, and I think that's just the most adorable thing ever. I don't know. Also, this one, I don't know why didn't they use this one as like the album cover photo, because it's just so dreamy and beautiful. But they didn't. I don't know. In this one, he kind of looks like an elf to me, honestly, like a Santa's helper. And then Sightseeing. Honestly, I don't want to talk about these songs anymore because I feel like I keep ruining the songs for you guys. If you haven't heard them yet, this photo is beautiful. But yeah, I just try to say a bit about every song, but without telling you too much, I guess. And then Rewind. Now, this one isn't as lyrically heavy per se as some other songs, but the whole vibe of the song and just the sound of it is really amazing. So most of these songs are either great lyrics wise or the rhythm wise, or some of them are like both, and it just shows how amazing he was. Now, I posted this on my Instagram story because it just has such an angelic vibe to me, and I said he was an angel on this world, or in this world, before he became one in the sky. And I like I've said before, I love white on him. This was from the Shining movie. Now, I don't know, was it intentionally shot or was it just a screenshot? I don't know, but you can see his tattoos. Now, this one also has a lot of that yellowish vibe, and it's like a whole, 2-page photo, and I love it when they do these 2-page things. I find that really beautiful, but, not many of them are the 2-page type of thing. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear a dog barking in the back, but I'm pretty sure you can. I'm sorry for that. It's not my dog. And then Just for a Day. And then here's your photo. This ball was also featured in the Shining movie. It's really cool. And then this whole sweater thing. I love this sweater. I think it's really beautiful. If I can find a similar sweater somewhere, I'll buy it for myself. Again, a bit of a key vibe here. Although, I don't know what the hell was this necklace. He looks beautiful nonetheless. And this is probably my favorite photo of the whole album. He just looks so beautiful, and you can see like a bit of his silliness in it because, he was always so silly. And then I'm So Curious. The name of the song always reminds me of Shiny. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna say much about that. Another like 2-page, technically a page and a half, but yeah, you get what I mean by saying another 2-page. And Sentimental, this one, I feel like this album just gets like, I don't want to say sadder, but like calmer and more filled with feelings as, we go through the songs. And this is one of the, not saddest ones, but I don't want to say heaviest, but yeah, maybe even heaviest songs. And Masana's Helper. So, yeah, none of these photos look true on camera. You really need to. This one's beautiful as well. I'm sorry. You really need to like hold it in your hands to feel it. Yeah, I love these leather pants on him. I think he wore them in one of those inspiration concerts in December. Again, if you know what I mean, you know. So the next photo, and then this is Before Our Spring. I think this is one of his best songs, like as a poet, I guess. And honestly, the whole version of it, the whole vibe, as you know, he didn't get to film the movie for it, so the whole thing just makes me really sad watching it with the movie or without. But yeah, spring will come to me too, and it did, in a way. And yeah, so I'm sorry. And this is the closing credits. Now, this album doesn't have a photo card, and it doesn't have like any promos or anything, which, considering the situation, makes sense, should I say. And now the back page, I don't want to say trigger warning, but yeah, a bit of a trigger warning. When I first saw this, I pretty much had an anxiety attack, so I think this was kind of like the company's idea, I'm guessing. Just some of the happiest moments, I guess, of the 2017 and, some years before. So I'm going to go photo by photo now. I'm sorry for getting emotional. I could pause this video, but honestly, I can't get through this part without being emotional, so pausing it really doesn't change much. So I'm gonna go photo by photo, like I said. And I don't want to play his songs in the background while going through this album because it usually makes me quite emotional as well. I know most people like do unboxings with a song in the back. I'm trying to, I don't want to stay as cold, but like not ruin the review with my emotions. So, yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Just zoom in a bit. Yeah. And this is like one of my favorite photos. I think this was in 2017, you know, judging by the dark hair and everything. And yeah, there's a truck coming by. But this is probably one of my favorite photos. And then there's him in the recording studio. Oh my god, this photo as well. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. This was probably, again, 2017 maybe. Not sure. And then Shiny Day last year. They all look so beautiful in this photo. So happy. Trying to make sure I zoom in. So yeah, that would be the review for that. Here's the last part. Like I said, little metallic letters. So I hope you like this video. The next one will either be unboxing of his birthday rings or the story albums, depending on which one comes first. So yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.